Caitlin Clark seems to have re-injured her groin.
I still can't believe what happened yesterday. Caitlin Clark, the biggest star in women's basketball, might miss the All-Star game because of one dirty play. And the player behind it? None other than Jacy Sheldon. Remember that name, because after this, she could become the most hated player in the WNBA. That one move may have put Caitlin's entire All-Star weekend in jeopardy. For those who missed it, the game was Indiana Fever versus the Connecticut Sun just yesterday.
Every time the Indiana Fever plays the Connecticut Sun, it is a very, very physical.
And let's not forget, Caitlin has already been through so much this season. She had just recovered from a groin injury, and fans were finally starting to breathe easy again. But then came Jacy Sheldon. It all happened in an instant, a move so reckless that many fans are calling it dirty. And now it looks like Caitlin's groin might be hurt again. From the way she reacted, it was clear she suffered some kind of injury, most likely to the groin. So here's exactly what went down, because trust me, you'll have an opinion about this. With about 2.5 minutes left in the game, Caitlin Clark took a direct knee to the groin from Jacy Sheldon. Whether you believe it was intentional or not doesn't even matter, because intentional or not, it hurt Caitlin. Period. Now, let's be fair. This wasn't some WW-style cheap shot. Sheldon didn't lunge at her or throw a deliberate kick. But if you watch the footage, the contact speaks for itself.
Clearly, she suffered an injury of some sort. Clearly, it was to the groin.
Sheldon lifts her leg, and it connects directly with Caitlin's left groin. Simple as that. Yet somehow, the refs call nothing. And that's when fans lost it. How can sticking your leg out and making contact like that not be a foul? Even if it's not flagrant, even if there's no obvious malicious intent, it's still a foul. But Caitlin, tough as ever, tried to shake it off. She kept playing. Think about it, Caitlin Clark, who spent her entire career battling through pressure, the spotlight, and injuries, was suddenly showing visible signs of pain on the court. Not just discomfort, real pain. Still, she pushed through. She even drilled a clutch three-pointer right after the hit. But that wasn't the end of it. Fast forward to the final minute of the game. Caitlin passes the ball to Kelsey Mitchell, starts running back down the court, and then it happens again. This time, she reaches down toward her right groin.
Most recently with the groin injury.
Now here's where things got confusing. Caitlin's last known injury was on the left side, but this time she was grabbing the right. Honestly, it doesn't even matter which side it was. What mattered was clear. She wasn't okay. And this is the image that's now burned into fans' minds. Caitlin Clark slowly walking down the court, clutching her groin, visibly fighting back tears. She makes it to the basket support, leans against it, presses her head into it, and you can just see her breaking down. Remember, this is Caitlin Clark. The same Caitlin who kept her composure even after losing the national championship game. The same Caitlin who never stops pushing, no matter how tough things get. For her to cry like that on the court, that's when you know it's serious.
Referee situation in this league is unimaginable. It's
What makes all of this even worse is the endless string of injuries piling up this season. Back in college, Caitlin was practically ironclad, rarely missing time with injuries. But in the WNBA, it's been a different story. She's already dealt with a quad injury earlier this year, and now this.
No mistake, this is on the refereeing. This is Caitlin Clark.
Then came the groin injury, followed by yet another groin issue. And here's where fans really started to lose it. How is that a foul on the Fever? But this, clear contact on Caitlin, somehow isn't a foul on the Storm. It's not just one play. It's the bigger picture. Caitlin has racked up more soft tissue injuries in a single season than she ever did in her college career. And now, people are asking tough questions. Is Caitlin Clark being overplayed? Is she being pushed too hard? Is the Fever's medical staff managing this the right way? And maybe the most important, why was she even on the court with the game practically sealed? Here's where it gets even heavier. Multiple sources have hinted that Caitlin may have gone into that game already dealing with an injury. Which raises the question, did Sheldon's knee aggravate something that was already there? Was Caitlin playing hurt from the start? Maybe the medical team told her, it won't get worse if you play, but it won't heal until the offseason. Maybe Caitlin herself is pushing through, trying to carry a franchise that rests entirely on her shoulders, but seeing Caitlin Clark break down on the sidelines, that moment went beyond basketball. It wasn't about stats, ratings, or rivalries. It was about a 23-year-old athlete, exhausted, hurting, and overwhelmed in front of thousands of cameras. And honestly, it was heartbreaking that to make matters worse, the refereeing last night was nothing short of a disaster. With Caitlin's injury, already hanging over the game, the officials only made things worse.
The WNBA All-Star Game is, of course, in Indianapolis, the home of the Indiana Fever, the home of Caitlin. And now it looks like Caitlin Clark, most likely, I can't imagine that Caitlin Clark will be participating in the three-point contest or the All-Star Game.
And we're not just talking about a few missed calls here and there. These were game-changing moments where the refs practically swallowed their whistles altogether. Even Caitlin Clark's own brother has spoken out, calling out the league directly. He even went on X, posting that this one was on the refs. Because this isn't new. Caitlin Clark has been taking hits for over a year now, and time after time, the refs just let it slide. What makes it worse is that only a few weeks ago, WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert looked the media straight in the eye and said the officiating is fine. Really? Because what we saw last night was anything but fine. We saw the league's biggest star being physically broken down on national television while the officials stood by and did nothing. And now the fallout is everywhere. Fans are furious. Her own family is speaking out. Even sponsors are getting nervous because the harsh truth is people didn't just tune in for WNBA basketball. They tuned in for Caitlin Clark. And now they're being forced to watch her get beaten down by the very league that's supposed to protect her. Her all-star dream is in jeopardy. And now comes the most frustrating part.
For the best with Caitlin Clark's MRI.
Perhaps the real takeaway here is that Caitlin Clark's injury isn't just bad luck. It's a symptom of something deeper, something far more troubling within the WNBA. Think about it, the face of a league, the leader of her team, and the reason this year's All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis feels so massive might not even play. And that's not speculation, it's a very real possibility, because what happened last night wasn't just a tweak. Watching Caitlin clutch her groin, the pain on her face told the entire story. This wasn't just physical pain, it was emotional. It was the exhaustion of a rookie who's been fighting injury after injury, all in her very first season. The word that keeps coming up? Shameful. That's what this situation is. At this point, it looks like Caitlin is done for now. Realistically, there's virtually a 0% chance she plays on Wednesday. Maybe a 25% chance she suits up for the All-Star Game. And even that feels like a stretch. And here's where it gets concerning. If the Indiana Fever actually puts her on the court tonight, even for just 10 minutes, it won't just be a questionable decision, it'll be a terrible look for the league itself. Because this is bigger than one game. This is about the face of the WNBA. It's about protecting its biggest star before something irreversible happens. And remember, this isn't Caitlin's first injury of the season.
Originally thought that they were going to keep her out through All-Star, as heartbreaking as that would be. Like, just don't even let her play in the All-Star game, because groins are something that are just so finicky, but they're also things that can lead to bigger injuries.
And what does that tell you? Something is off. Mechanically, physically, something just isn't right with Caitlin Clark this season.
Oh, Cathy Engelbert and the WNBA, well, they have effed around, and now they're about to find out.
And while fans are hoping this will be Caitlin's last injury, the reality is it probably won't be. As sad as that is to admit. Why? Because groin injuries aren't just minor setbacks. They're notoriously tricky, they linger, and even worse, they often open the door to much bigger injuries. Caitlin came back barely 2 weeks after her last injury. Some expected her to rest until All-Star Weekend, but instead, she was pushed back into action. Probably too soon. And now, here we are again. So the question has to be asked, who's responsible for this? Let's be blunt, does Caitlin Clark have the right people protecting her? Right now, that's very much in doubt. With the Fever's medical staff overseeing her recovery, fans are beginning to wonder if that's really enough, because Caitlin isn't just any player, she's arguably a billion-dollar investment for the WNBA. If her current support system isn't enough, she may need to take a page out of legends like Kobe Bryant, go overseas, seek advanced treatments, build her own elite medical team, and protect her career at all costs, because at this pace, we're staring down the barrel of a career-altering injury. And that's something no one can afford, not Caitlin, not the WNBA, and certainly not the fans. The real tragedy here is that this All-Star Weekend was supposed to be Caitlin's moment, her victory lap. Instead, it's been overshadowed by concern and uncertainty, And in the end, who pays the price? Whether it's poor scheduling, weak officiating, or an overwhelmed medical staff, there's only one person carrying the burden, Caitlin herself. But if her injuries keep piling up, the WNBA will pay the price too. The league simply can't afford to lose her. And right now, they're dangerously close to that reality. Drop Protect CC in the comments if you think it's time the league finally steps up and protects her the way she deserves. And for more WNBA drama, updates, and breaking news, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you on the flip side.